This is Vincent Gould, and we're going to be going over the naked egg chemical reaction. And what you're going to want to have is distilled vinegar and egg, a cup for the egg. And so first you're going to carefully place the egg into the cup so it doesn't break, and then you're going to completely cover it so that it is completely covered with the vinegar, or else the reaction will not work. You need to cover it completely with the vinegar. And then it's going to look like this. This picture was taken immediately after the egg was covered in the vinegar, and you can kind of closely see that there are bubbles forming around the eggshell, and these bubbles indicate that the chemical reaction is happening. Now, a day later, we check it, and there are clearly visible bubbles surrounding the eggshell, and you can, if you look very closely towards the center, you can start to see a little bit of discoloring in the eggshell. It looks not as white and a little more yellow, and also a huge indicator is the foam at the top is showing that the eggshell is starting to be disintegrated by the vinegar. So that is one of the good indicators also. And then this picture was taken the next day, so 2 days after the original experiment had started, and now you can clearly see, compared to the first picture taken, that there is a lot less color. So there's been a lot of the eggshell removed and it looks more yellow. There's not much clear whiteness in the picture. And if you look in the bottom right corner, you can see that there's pretty much no more white left, and it is a clearly disintegrated part of the egg. So once you get to this part, the bubbles are still creating a little bit of color, but the egg is ready to go. So now we're going to carefully take the vinegar, pour it into the sink, but as you can see, I put my finger in the way of the egg so it doesn't fall out of the cup. And once you are done with that, you can take your egg out, and it looks very squishy, and there's almost no egg. There is no eggshell left. And then I take a flash camera picture of the eggshell right here. This was before I wiped all of the kind of white soapy residue that was left on the egg. So kind of the science behind this reaction is basically a chemical reaction between the eggshell and the vinegar it is soaked in. And when the egg is submerged into the vinegar, the calcium carbonate, which is the eggshell, what eggshell is made of, is reacting with the acetic acid of vinegar and water to make a carbon dioxide, which are the bubbles that surround the egg. So those are carbon dioxide bubbles. Once the reaction is completely finished and the egg is gone, as seen here, the eggshell is gone, rather, all that is left is the membrane, which encapsulates the rest of the egg. So basically what we're looking at here is the membrane, which is actually holding the egg together. So now we're going to test and see how well we can drop with it. And you can see here, when we drop it, it just bounces. So when we drop it from a pretty shallow height, it bounces pretty well. But now, after the end, me and my brother went out and threw the egg up really high in the air, and it splattered everywhere. And then as we zoom in, you can see kind of a tape-like substance to your top left, and that is the egg membrane. And so that is basically the science behind the naked egg chemical reaction. And thank you very much.